We start the second half with a deep kickoff to the opponent's return man, C.J. Spiller, who wisely downs it in the end zone. Our opponent opens the third quarter with an I-form big formation halfback toss play, which is swallowed up behind the line because our defenders are evenly spread across the field. In concert with his character from the first half, our opponent hurries back to the line to limit our pre-play defensive options. However, we discovered a pattern that leads us to believe that a pass play will follow his previous run. After several hot routes, our opponent motions a tight end toward the short side of the field to force us to respect the run to the left. We're not totally committed to the run possibility. We want to clog the passing lanes with zone defense. In response to the coverage, a quarterback we don't expect to run gets a good pickup down the sideline. Our opponent's set features 4 wide receivers and a tight end in an empty backfield. He completes the pass just in front of the linebacker for a first down. Because of habits established in the first half, we're ready for a run play to follow that pass on this no-huddle attempt. Defense plugs a huge hole after giving up 5 yards. This time, no-huddle indicates a pass play is coming. We set up a man blitz and pass commit. If he gets the pass away, we could be risking a big play. On 3rd and 5, we use a nickel 3-3-5 set to blitz a corner from the left. We spread our linebackers to disguise the coverage, but the motion man causes us to bail just as the ball is snapped. Fortunately, momentum on the speed out takes the receiver out of bounds. On 4th and 4, we face another empty backfield with 4 wide receivers. We opt for quarters man coverage with a spy to watch the quarterback and take away short passes to the middle. Starting with a field this short virtually guarantees points. With our slot receiver uncovered, we audible to a play that will get him the ball. Our opponent adjusts his alignment, but blitzes the outside backer, allowing us to pick up 5 quick, easy yards. We currently have a mismatch of personnel, so we hurry to the line to keep the defense from substituting. We don't like our run options against this defensive formation, so we choose tight end post to pick up the first down using a drag route to the wide receiver, who catches the ball and stumbles across the line. Our opponent has shifted his base defense to a 4-6 bear under, but he doesn't blitz us, but rather zones the field. Our quarterback improvises a rollout, but he's a little too loose with the football. Although we missed out on outstanding field position, we trust our defense to take up the slack and drop the runner for a loss. Due to the hurry-up, we gear up for a pass play to follow that run for a loss. Our opponent soon reminds us that we are not playing against the computer. Deja vu strikes again as we face a no-huddle 3rd and 5 play. This time, we bring the safety down so we won't be caught off guard with the run. The receiver in motion tells us that we're either facing a pass play or a pitch to the right side. And the quick pass is incomplete. This upcoming 4th down, we face a 3-wide receiver bunch formation to the short side of the field. We expect all pass routes will flow from left to right. We begin this possession closer than our last, but we are determined to capitalize on our opponent's arrogance. We take the safe route and run the ball downhill behind a lead blocking fullback. On 2nd and 4, we repeat our formation against the nickel 2-4-4 using play-action boot play. We're looking to get an open man near the left flat, but the defense plays it well, causing us to throw the ball away. On 3rd and 4, we get back to the strength of our offense and gash the defense with a fullback dive play that almost goes the distance. Our opponent has revived his base nickel 2-4-4. On 1st and goal, he packs defenders in the center to prevent an easy run for a score. On 2nd and goal, we place both receivers on the left side to dictate the coverage. We also expect a blitz. That means a quick throw to the tight end will give us the lead. We want to go for 2 to make this a 7-point game. We use the goal line formation to dominate the line of scrimmage, but we also want our opponent to shift away from the point of attack. Our quarterback taps his hip 3 times before performing a pitch to the right for the score. With our newfound lead, we have a choice between playing it safe or being aggressive for our opponent's next drive. First things first, let's concentrate on not giving up a long kickoff return. Our opponent gets us to bite on play action before launching a rocket downfield into single coverage. That play makes us rethink our strategy. One more quarter to go, up 7, and defending a quick strike offense, our goal is once again to keep the ball in front of us and make sure tackles. Piggybacking on the success of his last pass play, our opponent tries to keep us off balance with a handoff from a passing formation. Once again, we expect a no-huddle pass to follow the previous run play. Our opponent attempts to use play action as a wrinkle, but this time, we're ready. On 3rd and 10, our opponent is sure to pass. We use a nickel double A-gap blitz look, but we're dropping out the linebackers and bringing a corner instead. It's aggressive and risky, but a busted play lets us off the hook. Our opponent has the guts of a burglar as he hurries to the line on 4th and 18. A miss on this play could certainly mean a loss for him. Although this play was well defended, a flag on the play means our opponent gets a do-over. Calling a punt, our opponent has a change of heart and calls a timeout. We hate to have to make this stop again, but 4th and 13 is no easy pickup. We know a pass is coming. We only need to drop back and play the ball near the sticks. It's time for our offense to turn the screws. If we milk the clock and score points, even a field goal will put the game out of reach. But first, we must pick up some first downs. We like this matchup of a 4-6 bear under against our full wide receiver set. So we use our running back to run off the under coverage. We hurry to the line to prevent defensive substitutions and come back with a pass play designed to pick up bigger chunks of yardage. A late throw means a missed opportunity to beat the blitz and keep the clock ticking. On 2nd and 10, we need to pick up enough to make 3rd down manageable, but our opponent is only rushing 3 and covering our underneath routes. Late pressure means a downfield heave may be our only option. Fortunately for us, our guy comes down with the 50-50 ball for the touchdown. With this extra point, we might have put the game out of reach. Keeping this return to a minimum is key to our success. We can smell blood in the water as our opponent's desperation increases. Here, we are playing pass all the way as our opponent fights against the defense and the clock. We play especially tight outside, but leave room in the middle of the field. In this no-huddle play, all thoughts of defending the run disappear. We only need to prevent any deep throws from becoming completions. We sacrifice our pass rush and load up on the deep coverage, but our strategy backfires as we give up a long pass play. We still have the upper hand because our opponent needs 2 touchdowns to tie. Another no-huddle play leads us to expect a pass. Fortunately, there's not enough room to get beat deep. And we return to the huddle after the incomplete pass. On 2nd and 10, the wide receiver is motioned across the formation, but we don't want to shift to account for his movement. The offense snaps the ball before we have time to flip the play. The extra point shrinks our lead and makes this a 1-score game. With 3:59 left, we will use our 4-minute offense to milk the clock as we drive downfield. A decent return gives us the ball on the 26. On 1st and 10, we take a few moments to audible to just the right play. Our opponent changes his defense and gives us exactly the front we want. We hurry back to the line to prevent our opponent from making wholesale changes to his defense. We give the ball to the halfback to pick up just a few more yards. We want to run the ball. He knows we want to run the ball. He knows that we know he knows we want to run the ball. Once again, we hurry to the line to limit our opponent's options to those from his current set. We want to use our opponent's aggressiveness against him by using a play-action pass from a heavy personnel formation. After the completion, we stay in bounds to milk the clock. Our opponent calls timeout with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. Near midfield, we open up the playbook with another 4-wide receiver formation. Our opponent seems content to blitz until the back is motioned into the slot. With everything covered, we're fortunate just to get the ball away. Our opponent is sure we're running up the middle on this 3rd and 1, but we see room to the outside and audible to a quick pass in the flats. Our opponent takes his final timeout just before the 2-minute warning. Once again, our opponent is sure we'll run the ball, but doesn't change his look when we motion the back to the slot. The bomb to the inside shoulder moves us into the perfect spot to hold on and win the game. His last drive, we don't dare let him have another possession. Since our opponent can't stop the clock, a 1st down seals the game. We return to the huddle and set the chew clock option to take the time down to 10 seconds instead of the normal 20. Converting this 1st down and holding on to the ball puts the game out of reach. We'll call our 1st timeout with 3 seconds left and boot the ball through the uprights. Decline.